me read the thing and put it.
Excuse me. Smooth 98.1. It is a feel good Friday right here inside the locker room where we get to discuss sports, and even more sports. So, her tongue is sharper than a knife, her analysis harder than a knockout. They don't call her Tega Supreme for nothing. Here she is inside the locker room.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, that sounds nice.
Yes, well, I
You
had
should
time
read.
today.
Yeah, you should read. You should win a poetry award. What do they call those things? Is it Pulitzer's too?
Hey, it's okay, I'll take it.
All
Thank you,
right. Good
thank
morning,
you.
Lagos. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, world. How are you doing? Are you on Twitter giving basketballs? Calling people names because they analyze, or are you just on Twitter just hanging out and watching people that are giving each other basketballs? Either way, welcome to the locker room.
All right. We want you to tweet at us. We want you to send us messages. We want you up on youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. Take us punching the camera right now. We don't know what that's at,
I
but
don't know.
it's all good. Leave your comments up on the live stream. Make sure you send WhatsApp messages to 0809 440 and you can use the hashtag lockerroom981. Tag at Tega Supreme. Tag at Smooth981 FM. If you still have more than 280 characters, tag at Shokwe Martins. And we've got a whole lineup of sports for you. By the way, before we get into that, though, I have to say, a lot of people are always coming and saying that, you know what, Tega, I agree or I disagree with your analysis. We see people just giving their analysis left, right, and center. So we're giving you the chance, the opportunity. It is going to be a complete takeover. The fan takeover of the locker room happens on Monday at 8:15, where you get to just call in and analyze the stories. Yeah, analyze the stories for us. We want to hear your voice on the story. So that's going to be happening on Monday. We'll be giving you more information in a bit, but let's get into what we've got coming up. So first up, the Super Falcons prepare for hey, what did we call it again? It's not Ocon. Awakon, no, something.
No,
Ocon with
yeah.
two games against Olympic champions Canada. We called it a new name because
WAFCON. Not we.
WAFCON.
They called it a new
And
name.
I adopted the name WAFCON. We also have Simona Halep to work with longtime Serena Williams coach Patrick Muratoglu, whilst Sands outguns Leclerc in first Melbourne practice, and Bodo and Glint beat Roma again in Conference League quarterfinals, whilst Liverpool and Manchester City are bracing for the Etihad showdown, and Chelsea must find the answer to defensive woes and quickly at that, and Bayern deserved to lose. That's what Nagelsmann had to say. And that is all the sports we've got coming for you for the next half hour. So let's
Yes.
get back into it. And nine-time African champions Nigeria will clash with reigning Olympics champions Canada in two friendly matches that will hold over 3 days in the cities of Vancouver and Victoria City. Now, both matches take place today, the 9th of April, and Monday, the 11th of April, respectively.
Yes. So, a huge day. Good one that the NFF have been organizing friendlies for the women's team. Yay! Let's applaud them because we drag them when they do bad things. But the Alcon, which is what I stick with,
Uh-huh.
is going to happen in June in Morocco. But they're preparing the team to go for this tournament. Now, as much as this is such great news that the Super Falcons are in action this weekend, they're going to play this Friday and on Monday.
Tega, I'm waiting for you to get to
the,
it.
the big news was the
Yes.
social media
Yes.
fights. All right.
Yes.
So, the NFF sends out a communique that Asisat Oshoala is no longer the captain of the team, that the armband has been taken from her, and their excuse was that they have noticed that since she started wearing the armband, that she wasn't performing very well. So they're taking the armband from her. Now somebody takes it and posts this on social media, and Asisat Oshoala says, "Wait, this is the first time I'm saying this." So, so she was obviously not informed that she was going to be
Yes.
stripped of the captaincy. She found out on social media. And then she finds out on social media, and then people now say coming back at her with the excuses that they gave. Then she said somebody prayed and fasted on the captain's armband. Then she now threw a shade at who I suppose is the new is Onomebe, because she didn't mention any names. But she says, I hope that when I'm 40, I won't be seeking validation from other people. I won't still be seeking validation from other people. The only person that is 40 in Super Falcons is the new captain
Mm-hmm.
Onomebe. So it felt like she was shading her.
It
But that
felt
drama,
like.
that drama is just ridiculous. Because I remember when Desire Paranoze was stripped of this captaincy, it happened around. Remember that LIS conference where
Mm.
she comes out and she says something about pay. And then there was also the fact that she led the team to protest that they should be paid.
Mm.
So those were the behind the scenes stories we were hearing, no real official documents. All we know is that after certain series of events happened, she was stripped of the captaincy and then she wasn't called up for some matches immediately after. So Desire Aquarius didn't come out to shade the next person they gave the captain's armband. She didn't come out to
But think about it
she
though.
didn't come out to shade the team. She just stayed where she was.
You're just scrolling through your feed and then you happen on the news.
Yeah, but I don't think you're throwing shade at your teammates.
Yeah, that does
you know,
not
it's
foster good
messy.
team
Yeah,
relations.
you can be confrontational, but you don't have to be messy.
Mm.
You know, see what herself and Victor Osimhen did. It's just messy. It's bad behavior. There's no nice way to put it. It's tacky.
Are we going to see anything come from it?
Of course not.
Mm.
At the end of the day, you know what this will end in? Oh yeah, sorry. Because the truth of the thing is, I've noticed that a lot of Nigerians would rather apologize than do the right thing. Oftentimes, they rather just beg than do the right thing. So, if your domestic staff shows up to work late multiple times, they'll just say, I'll go beg her now, she'll be all right. They'll just rather beg than do the right thing. So, at the end of the day, they've done what they want to do. Tomorrow, they'll come out and say sorry,
See,
and
that's
it will be
why
all right.
consequences have a role in
Yeah,
this.
consequences have to be tougher.
Ah,
And that's beyond just sport. That's all of Nigeria. If the
yes.
consequences are tougher, then a lot of Nigerians won't break a lot of
My
laws.
darling, I did consequences to somebody. They couldn't believe. They were like, but I apologized to you.
Yeah,
I was like, yes, you have
yeah.
done that many times. I thought we needed to fast track this apology into something real.
Exactly.
And guess what? Immediately after consequences, everything was
Everybody will
fine.
behave themselves. So, no, I don't think anything will come out of it. But some people say it was cruise for the day. Some people will say it was banter. But for me, it's just
Bad
messy.
behavior.
Yeah, don't do that.
Mm.
All right.
Okay, let's move on now. More news for you. And Simona Halep will work with Patrick Muratoglu, the longtime coach of Serena Williams, on a full-time basis. Now, Muratoglu said he had missed coaching over the past 8 months, and he said, I had a conversation with Serena, and the door opened for me, at least short-term, to work with someone else. And that's what he had to say up on Twitter.
Yes, so here's what was tricky. So he comes out to announce that he's going to start working with Simona Halep full time, but he also says it's short term. What do you mean short term full time? Do you understand? How can you say short term full time? However, um, Serena now comes out later in the evening. She has this. She's attending this conference, this crypto conference. Or tech conference, whichever one it is, with NFL players. And so she's with
Mm.
Aaron Rodgers, and she's saying to Aaron Rodgers that he's preparing her to come back for Wimbledon. So if Moratoglu says he's working with Simona Halep full time and Serena Williams is coming back in Wimbledon, who is he still Serena Williams' coach? Because Simona Halep will be playing at Wimbledon. So is he only when
The
he says short
confusion is taking over
when he
now.
says short term, is he only short term till
Like,
French Open
I
or
don't know.
because I don't
I mean,
understand
he did come out with short-term,
how
so
do you say full time and short term? Do you understand? It's not a contract. Do you understand? It doesn't make sense. You're saying you're working with her full time but short term. Are you a contract staff? What are we doing here? So I didn't understand. When I first saw the news, I said, oh, maybe Serena is retiring. Because I didn't understand how else he'd be working with somebody full time. Because he consults with Coco Golf even now. He consults on Sissipa's team even now because they go to his academy to train.
ah,
So when I saw Simona Halep at his academy and I saw the picture of them together, I thought, okay, it's because she goes to the academy to train. I thought was on a consultancy basis.
that's last consult.
Yes, but when he says full time, I don't know. Uh, it, it's tricky. But
Maybe we just need a new category.
let's just wait for a few months. You see, time always exposes everything. All this big English, it will be unraveled in a few months. So we'll know what full time, short term means.
We'll have the definitions.
Yeah, we'll have the definitions by Wimbledon at least. So let's wait and see what that means.
Meanwhile, we already had messages coming in from before up on youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. LK Aderogba says, I'm so scared to come on the locker room today. The dragging of Chelsea will be too much. I couldn't sleep.
Please, we don't talk about people that lose here.
Pain reach my bone marrow, says LK Aderogba. Ochimabi Victor says, I'm happy the Super Falcons are playing grade A friendlies like this. It's a welcome development and we applaud the NFF for that. But when will the Super Eagles play with the likes of Germany and Belgium?
And when you qualify for World Cup, those people will also look for you. You have to qualify first. Your gender needs to step up. That's all we are saying.
The heartbreak is still real here in the studio. And oh, hello, Cruz. Best intro for Tega so far. We love it. We'll keep trying. And Tosan says, Azizat Oshola was just childish and tacky with her tweet yesterday. I'm so happy with my team and Benzema dealing with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It started LK Aderoba. Also, this Serena Williams coach is talking rubbish. She should just come out straight, says Tosan.
Okay. So let's take some stories.
Okay, and we've got this one in. Carlos Sainz ruthlessly outpaced Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc and world champion Max Verstappen. I don't like calling him that, but it's okay. To clock the fastest time in opening practice of the Australian Grand Prix on Friday. Now, early championship leader Leclerc won the season opening race in Bahrain, was half a second slower, fractionally ahead of Red Bull's Sergio Perez.
Okay, right. So, nothing has changed from Saudi Arabia apparently, because it's still the Ferrari setting pace, Red Bull playing catch up, and Mercedes just strolling down the lane. So, it was a tough one. In practice session, Lewis Hamilton was struggling with the car. Same thing with George Russell. Lewis Hamilton managed to come in 7th in the first practice at the end of the day, but the car is still slow.
So what's going on with it? Like,
we still don't know.
Don't know.
It's like the car is driving in reverse.
Because I don't like to hear this kind of news.
You know,
I'm not used to it.
I don't think even Mercedes are used to it. They're in shock right now. They don't even know how to recover. It's a tough one for them because they say their engine is good, but maybe it's the setup. Then they change the setup and it's still the same. So then they said there were some missing parts and they were going to be able to bring them in. I think the 2-week break between Saudi Arabia and Australia, which is happening right now, I thought it would have been enough time for the factory to send all the parts that are missing and do some. Nothing happened. It's still the same. The car is still walking backwards.
Wow. For a sport that's all about speed.
Yeah, for a sport that's all about speed. There seems to be no speed in that Mercedes garage. But for the Ferrari part, it's great and healthy competition so far. Charles Leclerc being half a second behind Carlos Sainz is not out of place on a Friday first practice session, but it's something that he would think back and say, wait, is my own setup the same? But they're both ahead of Red Bull, who they want to be ahead of right now. That's the car that they are competing with. And in Red Bull, Sergio Perez seems to be the one doing the business, at least before the race on Sunday, because so far he's been faster than Max Verstappen. Wait to see how practice session 2 will go before we start talking about all of this. But yes, nothing has changed so far from Saudi Arabia. So if you're a Mercedes fan, just buy popcorn, some ice water beside you to keep you cool, because it hasn't changed. They're not sandbagging, they're struggling.
You're gonna need it. All right, and by the way, let's hope it's not the curse of the sevens, because 7-time world champion coming 7th. We've got to take a break, but when we get back, more of your comments, more of the stories, so make sure you send them in. WhatsApp 0809 440 981. Twitter at Tega Supreme, at Smooth981FM, hashtag Locker Room 981, and of course, youtube.com/Smooth981FM Lagos. Leave a comment up on the live stream.
Hey, True said you already owe me 1 minute. He was counting. He was counting with me. I told you.
People, should I just take away the intro and immediately after the adverts, you just hear Tega's voice? Welcome to the locker room. We will be following you. If that's what you want, I can give it to you.
No. Before you started the intro, 15
15,
seconds
I
has
will give
gone.
you 15 seconds extra,
No,
my
no, no.
friend. What is
I,
15
I
seconds?
said
There's
times
no
two.
interest.
Ah,
There's no
no, no, there's
interest.
interest though.
There's no
Every
interest.
punishment has interest.
No.
You have to serve.
No.
You have to pay. You have to pay injury damages. I mean, what they call it.
Fine, fine. I'll give you 30 seconds. Are you happy? Gosh.
Damage is only
Gosh.
15 seconds.
30 seconds. I'll give it to you.
That's so.
It's fine. We have time to spend. Here.
We don't have
I
time.
don't want my bosses to hear me say that. They'll be like, oh, is this why we see these shows running longer than normal? We don't have time to spare. We don't have
We
time
don't
to
have
spare.
any time.
4 hours and they were packed, people. But man, like when I woke up, I was like, why is that sister trending?
No, no, no. She was. So herself and Victor, they're just. They don't have. They don't know how to comport themselves. I think that's their biggest problem. So what did Victor Ekuba do? Victor Ekuba said that there was a bicycle kick he did.
Mm.
Victor Ekuba actually said that instead of taking that bicycle kick, he could have stopped it and then try to take a shot. Now, let me tell you how not surprised I was. Because when it happened during the match,
Mm-hmm.
my friend said, he had time. Like my friend just said, oh no, he didn't need to do that, he had time. Me, I was like, at least he tried to take the shot. My friend was like, no, he had time. And the truth was, if he stopped it on his chest, if he controlled it on his chest at
Mm-hmm.
first, if you touch him, it's penalty now. There's nothing you want to do to him at that point. It's penalty. And then by the time he drops on the floor, he has to take it. So
Mm.
he was in control. He had the time. Anything happened like that would have been penalties. Ghana would give away, and Ghana wouldn't have done that. So my friend said it just sitting right by me, live during the game.
Mm.
Now Victor Ikuba now goes back to say, yes, we played poorly. Yes, everything was disorganized.
Mm.
However, I still think even as bad as we played, if we took some of our chances and then he used the bicycle kick as an example, that's how Victor Osimhen carried it on his head. Why are you picking on me?
Ah.
And then a lot of Nigerians that have binary thinking.
Mm.
I will say that again. A lot of Nigerians
She
that have
said it
binary
before.
thinking now joined him and said, why is Victor picking on Victor Osimhen? He's
Good
not picking
shit.
on Victor Osimhen. He's just saying that if he took that chance, we still could have qualified. He's not saying that's the reason we did not qualify. He's just saying that if he took that chance, maybe even with the poor play,
Okay, we're in.
we're in.
Bodo Glint.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. More sports for you. More of everything inside the locker room. And let's get straight into the stories. And Norwegians, Bodo Glimt, grabbed a late 2-1 win over Roma in their Europa Conference League quarterfinal first leg on Thursday, while Leicester were held to a goalless draw by PSV Eindhoven.
Yes, so Mourinho's nemesis are back again. They were in the same group, and they beat Roma by 6 goals to 1. In fact, the first day, Bodo Glimt defeated Roma 6 goals to 1. A lot of people are not heard of Bodo Glimt. They're like, who are those? Where are they from? What's their ancestry?
Can't lie to you.
But they beat Roma by 6 goals to 1. And then the second leg, Roma couldn't beat them comprehensively because we thought, okay, that was just a hitch. Yes, last night Roma comes into the game. They score early. No, they score early. They scored the first goal. Come out in second half, and we thought, okay, they would have been aware that this is the team that beat them 6-1. So if there was any time for revenge, last
That
night was
the
supposed to
time.
be it. Bodo Glimt stunned everybody. 2-1 again. And so these are the knockout stages. And Jose Mourinho is going to he's played 3 matches against these people now. If he doesn't have a solution on how to beat them the fourth time, then he's been comprehensively beaten.
Mm.
Because if you face somebody 2 times before and you're still losing to the person in the same season, they have your number.
Wow.
They have it and they're dialing
They have
it
your
anyhow.
Press.
So they have to sort that out. But for Leicester City, not a very good result. 0-0 at home again because the way goal rule doesn't count. You just have to go out and win your games. And playing at home, I think Leicester could have done better, should have won their games. West Ham, on the other hand, with one man down, was able to take the lead. Unfortunately, they couldn't defeat Lyon, so that game finished 1-1. And then Barcelona, also playing against Frankfurt, drew 1-1 away against, again, 10-man Frankfurt. So not very, very close results so far in the Europa Conference League and Europa League. I think the most brilliant game or the most outstanding game was Marseille's game, and that was because of Dimitri Payet's goal, and that one just took over the whole entire internet. But every other game is still close, still open, and anybody can win and anybody can stay at home.
Okay, then. And we've got more for you. So let's take a look at. Oh, by the way, if you weren't with us at the beginning of the show, I've got to say it again. Come Monday, this is your chance to shine. I mean, call us up and analyze the stories. In place of Tiger, she'll be here in the studio listening and she'll be thinking about what you had to say.
Yes.
So make sure you join us for Monday, 8:15. The Locker Room is the fan takeover of the Locker Room. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And Jurgen Klopp says he's preparing to face the best team in the world when Liverpool and Manchester City lock horns in a fixture that could decide the destination of the Premier League title.
All right, so that's a huge one here. So we're going to try and sneak fan takeover. So here's what happens on fan takeover. They make Shokwe reads the headlines. You analyze. I don't analyze. So the first number to call will pick his number and he will analyze. So we're going to test that fan takeover this morning. All right. So Manchester City is taking on Liverpool. What are your thoughts on how the game should play? Jurgen Klopp is saying Manchester City is the best team in the world and they are only going to try and take on them. But we know which team is in form and we know which team is more nervous. So, what do you think? Manchester City versus Liverpool, who takes the day? The numbers to call are
01448991. What's the rule of fan takeover?
Okay, the rule of fan takeover is this: is the story that is read that you must talk about. You can't call and say I want to talk about Chelsea. Like now we want to talk about Liverpool Man City. You can't say I want to talk about Chelsea's match. No, you must talk about the story we want to talk about, which is Liverpool taking on Man City. What are your thoughts? Again, give that number.
Okay, so the number to dial 01448991. Now I'm gonna read some messages. This one in from ZZ Classic says Chelsea is gradually improving from 1-4 to 1-3 lost in the space of 3 days. Okay, let's get fan takeover on the road. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Shopper.
All right, is that Ronson?
Yes, good morning, Tiger.
Good morning. Go right ahead. Fan takeover. Tell us your thoughts on Liverpool versus Manchester City.
The game, man, it is very, very tough. But I am thinking Liverpool, because Liverpool has been very consistent for the past 11, 10 Premier League they've won. But Liverpool, Man City will not just play low. It's just a 1 point. It's a 1 point game, man, so anything can just happen. But yeah, I'm thinking it should be a draw. I love to share this point that nobody is going to win the match anyway. That's what I feel.
Okay, all right. So and that's it. That's the first call on fan takeover. You have to analyze. Tell us what you think will happen or what you think should have happened. That's what fan takeover is about. Analysis of the match that is being talked about. All right. Let's take one more call.
Okay, still on the same story.
Yeah, still on the
okay.
same story.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and your location? All right, let's take this fan takeover. Hello, good morning. Please turn your radio off. I've taken you off air just for a second, putting you back on right now. What's your name and your location?
Good morning. My name is Mayo from Bagada.
Maiwa from Bagada. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. For me, I think it's going to be a battle of midfield and defense.
Mm-hmm.
City have a very prolific midfield. Liverpool have a very resilient midfield as well. And then the strikers are not really going to be in it. That's what I think. But it's going to be about who has the best defense and the most meaningful midfield. That's have a day. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you so much, Maiwa. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's take one more. One more.
Okay. Hello, good morning. All right.
All right.
And goodbye. Going over. Let's take that one more that you were saying. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and your location?
Andrew calling back again. Andrew from Badagry.
All right. Go right ahead.
Okay.
I think the match is going to be in favor of Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
The match is a very, very tough game. But I think with the consistency of Liverpool this time around, they should be able to win 0-1 to the scoreline.
All right. 0-1 to the scoreline. All right. So Shokma, you take over as your show. Let's do what are we doing? Are we
Oh,
reading?
I'm now taking back. Oh, I wrest control back from you guys. Okay, so let's read some messages now. Ola on the bridge, Third Mainland says, so happy we're beginning to see why we need to invest more in female football. Well done, NFF, and thanks, Tega, for constantly mentioning the importance. Regarding Formula One, Mercedes really need to take a break to research how to make the engine move forward rather than backward. Whilst on Chelsea, they need our prayers, and we Arsenal fans are praying for them. And Liverpool versus Man City, this is the title decided. To me, it's an open game.
Yeah.
And Zizi Classic has this in. I predict 2-0 in favor of Manchester City. Also, Mecca from Amur says, regarding Chelsea, I returned home late from work on Wednesday evening and my neighborhood was so quiet after the Chelsea game. I immediately knew they had lost. Even social media was quiet. Long may it continue. Whilst Cruz on Liverpool versus Man City says, it's difficult to call, but I'm scared for Manchester City. And also says, Teka, help us loud it. Team Mercedes can visit Ladipo. I'm sure we can solve the problem.
All right. So we'll try that fan takeover again, and the Chelsea story comes up.
Okay. And Chelsea have to find a way to stop leaking goals immediately as they enter a crucial part of the season. This is what manager Thomas Tuchel said after they lost 3-1 to Real Madrid in their Champions League quarter-final first leg on Wednesday. And the number to dial for you to take over with your analysis is 01448991. Let's hear from you on Chelsea and them having to figure a way to, plug those leaking goals. Now, going over to youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos, we see tons of comments up on the live stream. Let's get to them. And LK Aderogba says, my prediction this season, Liverpool for the Champions League, City for the EPL, Arsenal makes top 4. We pray. This is the only thing that will bring world peace. Okay. And Easy Life says, much love, Tega. Your voice and analysis are always on point. Do remember, we are also up on Twitter, #LockerRoom981 to @Smooth981FM, and of course, @Tega Supreme, because she takes over this half hour. And we've got this message in from Moses, who says, it's going to be a tough battle, and this will mostly take place at the midfield. This is regarding Liverpool and Manchester City. He says, I see a draw or Liverpool win after 90 minutes. All right, let's go in on the Chelsea story. Hello, good morning. What is your name and your location?
Samuel calling from Lagos.
All right.
Samuel from Lagos, go ahead.
Regarding the Chelsea match, there's no point in traveling to Sunday. I think they are out already.
That's it. They should just give up. They should just roll over and go away. They shouldn't bother going to play at the Santiago Bernabeu because it's over, it's done.
That was it.
All right, so
the most concise analysis I've seen. Let's see. Let's get into this one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. I'm back.
All right.
Yes, Ronson, go ahead.
Yes, okay. Well, good result for Madrid in the first leg. The second leg, I think the team that scores first could just change the tide. If Madrid scores first, end of the road. But if Chelsea scores first, and the game is open. But now Madrid will surely carry the game. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So let's do this. So the story is about Chelsea's leaky defense. What do you think is the biggest problem? Is it? Oh, there's no time. Shopper, you haven't given me my 30 seconds. Give back my 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
There's nothing I can do with 30 seconds. All right, just read the last message. You're just mean.
I didn't know how to tell you. I just thought, let her come to it on her own. So, last couple of messages in. Cruz says, I think Man City versus Liverpool match would be like Barca's from last night. There would be plenty use of the whole pitch with both goalies tested several times. Good and scary for my Manchester City. Whilst Tyre says, so Couture can't help his alumni. And let's see if we've got more up on Twitter and up on youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. Magaji Agong says City attack a lot, leaving the back vulnerable. Liverpool is excellent with their counter attack and resilient defense. Liverpool for the win.
Yeah.
And Chimaldi Victor says Manchester City versus Liverpool will end in a score draw. Whilst he also says Mourinho and his Roma went to Norway to mark attendance. This is Europa League. Yalaya, anybody can be beaten. And that's all we got time for. Look, I gave you 20. In fact, I'm just going to count down 6, 7, 8,
Shokwe,
9,
it's okay. You can wrap up the
30
show.
seconds. And we're done. Make sure you find her up on Twitter at Tega Supreme. We are at Smooth981FM. And the locker room is done. But don't you forget, fans take over the show on Monday from 8:15.
I should call you Agbaya like Victor Osimhen. I don't have your time.
30 seconds. I gave her 30 seconds, people. My job is done.
I can't even deal with you.